My name is Elfie, and thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very special short video that we're going to discuss. As we normally do here on Red Line Investments Limited page, we get to share different ideas and also engage on frequently asked questions. And today I'll be joined by a guest who is very familiar to this page, but you get to meet him shortly. But before we get into that, the whole world is grappling with coronavirus. We have lives that have been lost immensely worldwide and equally in our country, Zambia. So we are being advised by the World Health Organization as well as our health institutions in Zambia, the Ministry of Health among others, to say we ought to be health conscious and also sanitize our hands constantly. And as you can see, we have a hand sanitizer in our home, which we constantly use. Like I'll be joined by my guest today. So there might be a bit of touching surfaces here and there, so we are constantly doing that. And also, among other precautionary measures that we're being advised by the Ministry of Health is wearing a barrier on your face, or since it's a face mask. So we have masks as well, but we can't put them on because we're in the house and it's just the two of us. So, but when we go outside and mingle with other people or meet with the public, we always mask up. So also do the right thing, observe social distancing, sanitize your hands as well as mask up. All right, so without further ado, I'll be joined by my guest today. His name is Chico, or Mr. Champande, but he prefers I call him both. Can you imagine? All right, so hi, Mr. Champande.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
It's been a while since we met in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Before I'm interviewing you today.
Yeah.
So this should be very fun.
mhm.
So today, like I said, we're going to have questions that probably people that are first-time builders or they are planning to embark on a journey of construction, and they usually have questions. So today we're going to just bounce off frequently asked questions that our customers out there may have concerning the business that we do. So we deliver building materials within Lusaka province, and we deliver right at your location or building site. So to kick things off, I'm a first-time builder. I have no idea on what I need to get, whether it's building sand or river sand. Let's start from there. Is there a difference between building sand and river sand?
Okay, yeah. There is a difference between building sand and river sand. Building sand is the one that is used for plastering the walls and is also used for building as you are putting up the blocks around the house here. And then river sand is used for example, those who are making slabs, they use river sand. Although of late we do not have, or we are in short supply of river sand. We used to get river sand mainly from Kafue, although there are other places where it's found, but of late people have shifted from river sand to what is called quarry dust, which is available locally around Lusaka.
Okay. Now, I know you're more knowledgeable about these things than I am, and often when you're having discussions with your clients, they call you and they pick up on questions that they ask you, and you respond to them as well. So some of the frequently asked questions is that a customer may ask to say, what is good for plastering? Building sand or quarry dust?
Okay, so from way back, people have been using building sand for plastering, but I've seen a shift. Like today, people can even use quarry dust for doing their plastering. I think both can work. It depends on which one you prefer. I'm sure at the end of the day, you want your walls to look a particular way. So you either, if you want it to be more nice, you go for quarry dust. But usually people have always used building sand.
Okay. So, and another one is sometimes clients may ask for sand. Others they say they want ejected fine maningi, I want a grade that is, I don't know, my particles that is small maningi, and then they want the one that is coarse or in a
sugar.
That's the right word.
Yeah.
Sugar.
So, building sand is in many types, and we get it from mainly it's two places. It's either you get it from Katuba, or right now we are getting it from Chamimuka, Chongwe area. So you find that even the color, we'll talk about the color later on, but you find that when it comes to the size of the particles, so for plastering we prefer the one that is, that looks like sugar. The grains should be probably the size of sugar. That is what is best for plastering. According to the people that have been building the bricklayers, they always go for the one that is more like sugar. And the other one, the one that is a bit fine, usually people use it for just building, like when they are starting. So these two types are the types of building sands that we usually get. But even the one that is more like sugar can also be used for building. The good part with that one is you can use it for both. You can use it for building and for plastering, while the other one can only be restricted to building, not plastering.
So before we create a 1 hour show today, there's an item which you want us to discuss pertaining why people should mix quarry dust and stones. I understand sometimes clients they buy separately, but you advise to say they can actually buy both and mix. Perhaps you may elaborate more on that.
Yeah, so the way it is, when our clients inquire about quarry dust and stones, usually some do not have an idea on how it is delivered. So you find that someone will order, for example, a 10-ton of quarry dust and a 10-ton of stones. So we usually advise them to say, for you to reduce on cost, you would rather mix everything in one truck, which will be 20 tons, and to be delivered. After all, at the end of the day, the people that are going to use that quarry dust and stones will mix it. So it's more like we do their job
on their behalf.
Yes, on their behalf. So it's cheaper on the client to buy the mixed one, because you have the 10-ton quarry and the 10-ton stones in one truck, than for you to buy 10 tons quarry separately and you buy 10-ton stones separately. That would be a bit expensive for you.
So it's always great to hear from our listeners. Remember, you can always send us your questions. We always seek to advise our clients if you have questions or you want some clarifications on the building materials that we sell. And lastly, stones. Does the color of stones or quarry dust used for mixing matter?
I think to a certain extent it doesn't, because I feel stones are stones at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whether they are gray or white. Where it comes to matter in terms of the color is, for example, people are putting up, probably they want to put on their yard. So some people would prefer to put white stones on their yard. Others would go for gray. It's up to the clients themselves. So that's where the color matters, where you want to put the stones in maybe in your parking area, or for example, these people do car wash. They would want stones on their their
premises.
yes, on their premises. So some would want white, others would go for gray. But at the end of the day, if it's just building for the slab, footing, the color doesn't really matter.
Okay, so that's our video for today. Frequently asked questions pertaining building materials that we deliver as Redline Investments Limited. We really love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us on Facebook as well as WhatsApp, and we've got forms listed up on our Facebook page. Get in touch with us for those questions and also for orders of your building materials. Anything else maybe that I left out?
I think that's all, except like you mentioned earlier, let's keep safe. Here now it's mandatory for one to put on a mask. Whenever you go outside, make sure that you have a mask on you. So thank you very much for your time, and may God bless you.